Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Moss, and in this video, I'm going to introduce you to the new Kubernetes monitoring experience in Splunk Observability Cloud. I'll show you the updated Kubernetes overview page, which allows you to monitor the status of your Kubernetes resources and displays top issues across your entire Kubernetes environment. Then we'll dive into the Kubernetes Entities view, which enables you to monitor and troubleshoot your Kubernetes environment with correlated metrics, logs, events, and configuration. And finally, we'll explore the Workload Optimization view, where you can optimize CPU and memory resource allocation using actionable recommendations. From the homepage of Splunk Observability Cloud, I'll navigate to Infrastructure and then Kubernetes Overview. This is your starting point for everything Kubernetes. Under the Inventory panel, you get a glance of your fleet health, like how many clusters, namespaces, and the mix of your workload types. You can also see the status of your Kubernetes nodes and pods. The Workload Optimization panel shows you how many workloads are at risk of resource starvation. And although it's helpful to see an aggregate view of all of your Kubernetes resources, you can select the Add Filters button to filter on a specific Kubernetes resource. Kubernetes environments are filled with noisy signal. Individual pods crash all the time, but that's normal. We think of Kubernetes as self-healing to some extent. Top Issues filters the noisy signals coming from your Kubernetes environments and surfaces only issues that are impacting an entire workload, such as failed jobs, degraded deployments, daemon sets, stateful sets, and nodes. This table shows active problems happening right now, and the trend chart below the table shows you how issues have opened and resolved over time. I can select a specific degraded deployment from the table to investigate further. Under the Insights panel, I get an AI-generated analysis of the incident, along with recommended actions to take in order to resolve it. In addition, if I scroll down, I get a pre-built dashboard for this particular payment service deployment, along with the deployment's metadata, as well as any associated alerts. I can navigate directly to the Kubernetes Entities view from the workload chart by selecting one of the categories of workloads. From here, I can view a customizable table of my Kubernetes entities. You can add or remove columns, bring in OpenTelemetry tags, and switch between entity types using the left navigator. We can also toggle between the table, a heat map of our deployments, and perform useful operations like grouping by Kubernetes cluster in order to identify any patterns in the health of those deployments. Or we can view the pre-built dashboards for this entity or another entity type. If you hover over an entity in the table, you can perform contextual actions like viewing the entity, filter, or grouping by that particular entity. If I select an entity such as a pod from the list, I now have a YAML tab that gives me the full configuration manifest of that Kubernetes entity. There's also a table of contents for navigating larger manifests on the right-hand side, and a compact manifest toggle that trims it down to just the relevant metadata. But the standout feature here is the ability to compare the current version of the manifest with previous versions. I can select two YAML snapshots collected at different times and see either a side-by-side diff or a unified diff of what has changed. The Pod Lifecycle tab gives you a visual timeline of everything that happened to a pod, from creation to image pull to pending to running, through any crashes and restarts. And when you click on a state change, you see the Kubernetes events associated with that transition. With this information, you can answer the questions, when did this break, and is this new or something that's been going on for a while? Alerts are now automatically grouped based on your current context. If I'm looking at deployments, for instance, alerts are grouped by deployments. But I can also switch the grouping to other entities such as the cluster name. and then navigate directly into any alerts that I want to investigate further. To take us beyond just monitoring our Kubernetes resources, let's navigate to the Workload Optimization view. Workload Optimization analyzes your CPU and memory resource allocation across all your workloads and tells you where you're over or under provisioned. We can filter this view based off of specific environments, clusters, and namespaces, as well as the type of workload. At the top of this view, I get a starvation risk breakdown as well as a resource footprint showing current versus recommended usage and the projected impact. From the Kubernetes workload table, I can sort by the starvation risk and select a specific workload. This is where I can get a detailed analysis of this workload, as well as a per container recommendation with YAML snippets that I can copy and paste directly into my configuration. With the new Kubernetes Overview, Entities, and Workload Optimization views, you can more effectively troubleshoot and optimize your Kubernetes environments, moving from reactive monitoring to proactive optimization. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, we'd love to hear your feedback. And if you're interested in trying Splunk Observability Cloud yourself, you can navigate to this link to claim your free 14-day trial. Thanks for watching.